Hi guys, I'm Johnny from Cinema 5D, and today on my table the new SIRUI 50mm Anamorphic lens. Everything that you see, me talking to the camera and the footage that will come right after, everything was shot with this lens together with the Fujifilm XT3. Why did I choose the Fujifilm XT3? Well, this is my personal camera. It's a very capable one, lots of data rate options and frame rates. For the price, $1,300, it's really a great option for the run and gun shooter. Two things to remember: the camera doesn't have a built-in kind of a way to decrease the image when you work with anamorphic, and the other thing, there is no internal body stabilization system. But other than that, the camera is very capable, and everything that you see from now until the end of this video was shot with this combination. Before talking about the lens itself, let's talk a little bit about the anamorphic options that we had until now. So most of the lenses in the market are spherical, and most of the footage that you see was taken with the camera and spherical lenses. And why would we want to go anamorphic? This is more to mimic the cinematic look, something which is a bit wider, and just looks nicer, the aesthetic is nicer. So what options did we have until now? Well, we could buy an anamorphic lens, but this is rather expensive. We could rent one, but there was never a guarantee that the lens we rent can actually work with the mount or camera mount that we need, even with all those adapters. The other option would be to use an anamorphic adapter on the spherical lens. This could work rather well, but we always have to remember, first of all, to align the adapter to the lens properly, and the other thing is also control the f-stop that we are working, because if we are too open, it can be that the image becomes much too soft and looks kind of out of focus. The other option is to crop during editing. That means to put a black bar on top and bottom of the picture. That's what I'm doing quite a lot in my videos, just to give this cinematic look. But this is of course cheating, because we are throwing a lot of the information that the camera is actually recording. This is kind of black bars, nothing than that. But then comes SIRUI with this 50mm anamorphic lens, and I have to say that I'm deeply impressed from the build quality to the image quality. This new lens will come with 3 mounts: X mount for Fujifilm, E mount for Sony for the latest batch of Sony cameras, and Micro Four Thirds for Panasonic cameras, Olympus cameras, Z-Cam, and even the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera 4K. Very impressive. Construction-wise, 580 grams, very robust, feels really a very smooth, very fast lens, up to f1.8. And also when it comes to sharpness, I was very surprised to see that it doesn't matter if I use f1.8 or f4, still the picture retains sharpness even if this lens is wide open. It's extremely sharp image, maybe sometimes too sharp. I would definitely put some filter in front of it if I have to do a proper job. But other than that, very nice, and for the money, this is a $700 lens. There is nothing like this in this category. On the downside, the minimum focus is 85 centimeters. This is a bit limiting. Imagine yourself sitting in a car, filming somebody. The distance is simply not enough. I wish it was a bit shorter, but that's how it is with this lens. And the other thing, which is the field of view of this lens, is 50mm. Personally, I wish that it was like 35mm. That will just be more flexible. SIRUI already announced that they will try to look into this and do another lens which is with a wider field of view, so that would be very, very welcome. Last but not least, this is an APS-C lens, so if you're working with, let's say, a Sony A7 camera, don't forget to switch between full frame to APS-C. One more thing to say, this is a 1.33 squeeze lens, meaning it's perfect for cameras with 16:9 sensors. And other than that, I think I'm going to leave you with some footage that I took. I tried to keep it very, very simple, no movements. It's really, everything is on the tripod, just to show you how the lens performs. But before we leave, that's another thing that I like about this lens. First of all is the flares. Nothing is really in your face. Everything is kind of settled and very much relaxed. I prefer this way. And the other thing is the bokeh, the oval shape of the lights. Again, everything is working really well, and also the focus breathing when you change between the nearest point to the infinity, very, very minimal. All in all, very well made lens, and yeah, I'll leave you with some footage. Thank you guys.